Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. Today is June the 8th. It's a Monday, which means it's a Movie Star Monday, which we'll get back to in a bit. But first, it's National Best Friends Day. You should spend some time with your best friend today. I'm going to do that. I'm doing it right now. That's you.
Aww.
So you're going to spend time with your best friend today, too?
I don't know what she's doing.
I knew it. See, that's why I did that. This is called the setup, and then she got to do the punch. Ba-da-bump, bump. That's why we make such a good team. National Name Your Poison Day today, and it's National Upsy Daisy Day. So all of those things going on. Kind of a short list, only 3 things, which gives me time to talk about this. It's a Movie Star Monday. Our guest today is Michael We'll be chatting with Michael here in a little bit. This list is a very long and impressive list. So he made his big screen debut, 1987, End of the Line. Was also in a film called Lean on Me. Another one, One False Move, Shortcuts, Waiting to Exhale, A Family Thing, Soul Food, Third Watch. Scrolling through this list, there's a ton of other stuff as well. We're going to talk a little bit today about a TV show that you might have heard of called Chicago PD. He's on that program. He's also portrayed a police detective on a TV show called Barry and a bunch of other stuff. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Super excited to visit with our guest coming up for this Movie Star Monday. Today, Michael Beach. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A study found that sharks are most likely to attack people wearing black and white or black and yellow bathing suits.
Really?
It's their ability to see the contrast. So they see the contrast and they think it's like a fish or a whale, not a whale. What do you call those things? Seal, something that they would usually eat in nature. So
a penguin?
So this information is good to know because Heidi bought my swimming suit and it is black and white.
It is
so.
not. And you never go in the ocean anyway.
It is. You don't think my swimming suit is black and white? It is. It's white with like black print on it. It is black and white.
Okay.
I'll show you. This is surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. A sleeping, drunken man drifted down a flooded Indiana river for more than 7 miles before he was rescued by DNR conservation officers. It says here they witnessed Neil Brewington, Jim Schreck, Dennis Talley, and Logan Hodges very likely saved this man's life. He was passed out in a raft with a bottle of rum on his lap as he approached a dam.
Oh my gosh.
The men were able to reach him.
Like every cartoon that gave me anxiety back when I was a kid.
They were shouting.
The edge and a barrel.
Yeah, they were shouting and blowing a whistle from the bank. Fortunately, they were able to get him. He washed ashore a few miles above the dam. He was able to get saved before something terrible happened. But yeah, he was out drinking, floating down the river.
Floating around.
For 7 miles.
Nice day.
It's a bad idea. Wow. That could have ended really badly. But that is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Time now for Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. This is a Tiger King fan episode. So for Tiger King fans, you know who Carol Baskin is, right? Well, she's been granted ownership of Joe Exotic's Oklahoma Zoo after a judge ruled that he fraudulently transferred ownership to his mother to avoid paying her, Ms. Baskin, the $1 million from a previous lawsuit. Joe owned the zoo for 30 years. So now,
Well, I'm glad to see that the law is serious about the previous rulings.
yeah,
That's awesome.
so he is currently in jail right now for attempting to have her killed, supposedly. A lot of people who watch the program disagree with that. And in other Tiger King news, the sheriff in the area where Carol Baskin lives says her first husband's signature was forged on the will. Back in 1997, he went missing. Multiple handwriting experts say somebody copied his signature off a previous document, so it was forged. And that whole case is just bizarre. So I've got a link to both those stories if you want to read all about it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Disney World is going to be reopening, and they're using uniformed stormtroopers to police social distancing guidelines when the park reopens. So, I don't know if you ever watched Star Wars, but stormtroopers are not very good at shooting.
No, they're not.
And they're pretty easily defeated. I don't know that that was the right idea, but I understand what they're doing. They're going, okay, we're going to have these guys walking around. It'll be kind of funny, and they'll remind you to, keep your distance. So. College Board is now planning to skip. What they were going to do, they were going to conduct home version of the SAT test because some students don't have access to necessary technology. They've decided to skip that. They're like, no, we're not doing that now. So I'm not exactly sure what that means other than apparently you don't have to take the SAT anymore.
Okay.
Man, I graduated way too early. A Massachusetts man was busted for striking a highway worker with a giant pickle. What? So they threw a pickle out the window at a highway worker. That does not make any sense. Why would you waste a perfectly good pickle?
I know.
And why would you be mean to a highway worker? They're fixing the road so you have a more pleasant experience.
Well, maybe they're sick and tired of the construction.
It's not that worker's fault.
Is anything like
No, it's
an
never.
area close to us or
Never.
been going on for
it's
a
not
decade?
the worker's fault. Guarantee it's not up
Maybe
to the
he was
worker.
just sitting on the side of the road not doing anything, and they were like,
You
hey,
still-
get back to work.
So you're saying under those circumstances, the pickle thing was probably
if it's been going on for a decade and people are just sitting around, I would
better
say
hope
it's
that
justified.
if this guy goes to jail, you better hope he's got somebody like you on his jury.
Go to jail for a
I'm just
pickle.
saying. California man. Well, he was busted for striking a highway worker with a pickle. He was arrested. So yeah, he went to
He's
jail.
not gonna-
He did go to jail.
He's not going to stay there.
Okay. California man was arrested after police found him. Oh my goodness. California man arrested after police found him eating his deceased grandmother. What?
Okay.
What?
Yeah, now that one, if
Yeah.
I were on the jury, I'd be like, that's a kind of a gray area.
There's no gray area at all. I've got a link to the story if you want to read it. Oh, my goodness. And then another bizarre story right after that. A Pennsylvania woman arrested for stashing her grandmother's deceased body in a freezer so she could keep cashing the Social Security
now,
checks.
that, I mean,
She got away with it for 15
electric
years.
chair.
She got away with it 15 years. That's just a
Bad.
Yeah,
No.
it's not the kind of thing you do. David Beckham and Victoria Beckham. You know who that is, right? She
Yes,
was one of the
do.
Spice Girls. He's a soccer dude.
Yeah,
They're
I like
reportedly building an underground escape tunnel in their North London mansion. I didn't want one of these before this story, but now I want one of these.
I've always wanted
You've
one.
always wanted an underground
I've
escape
always
tunnel?
wanted an escape tunnel and a panic room. You know I have.
and I
How
think
many
it'd be
times
cool
have
to
I
have-
said when we were talking about building, I want
should have a
this and
bookcase
and
that
hidden
opens.
doors. Yeah.
If we got all this hidden stuff we're talking about on the radio, it's not very hidden, is it?
They won't know which crazy things open our hidden doors.
Yeah, have you read any of these books? Those are fake. That's not even a real bookshelf. Oh, dang it. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Heck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
And we've got Michael Beach on the line with us now. Michael, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm sorry that Heidi's not here.
No, she doesn't do the interviews. I don't know why. She just kind of avoids them for some reason. But we have a great program, Cherish the Day, and tonight is the final night on the Oprah Winfrey Network. But if people have missed the first episodes, can they still watch those somewhere?
You can still stream them on Oprah, on OWN TV. Yeah.
All right.
Streaming is, ridiculous now. So you can watch anything when you want.
So the nice thing is, if you didn't get a chance to watch the others, you can get all caught up and watch the whole darn thing all at once.
Absolutely.
And let's talk a little bit about Cherish the Day, the program, and then the character that you play. So what character do you play on this program, sir?
Well, the Cherish the Day is about these two young people, young black people one is from South Central, character Gently James, and the other is Evan. He's a well-to-do black man, from a well-to-do family, and I play Ben, the adoptive father of Gently, a former gang member, and her father we were very tight. He was killed many, many years ago. And so me and my character and a few other gang members decided to leave the life and help raise this young black woman.
That is awesome. Now, is this based on a true story at all, or this is not necessarily based on a true story?
No, I don't think it is. I think it's all from the mind of Ava DuVernay. So it's not a true story, but it really reads like one because it's so well done.
And that's a pretty darn good mind to be coming from. She's an Emmy winner, an Academy Award nominee. She's done quite well, hasn't she?
Yeah, she really has, and I think she does well because her subject matters are important. Important for us to see, the witness. Obviously she does some real life stuff as well. So she really cares about what she's producing, and that's the thing that shows. That's one of the things that's so great about Cherish the Day.
Now, you've had a chance over the last 30 years to do some amazing television programs and even a few movies as well. And you're one of those guys that everybody has seen you in so many different things, but you might not even know from one program to another that it's you. You do such a good job of being who you're portraying that you just kind of become that person.
Well, I appreciate that. That's good to hear. Yeah, I think over the last almost 35 years now, it's just I've been very fortunate that I can jump from TV to movies. Now today it's a lot easier, but when I started out, you were either a movie actor or a TV actor, and it was hard to jump back and forth. But it's been a great time, and I think I love what I do, and I hopefully that shows.
And I look at some of the titles here, ER, which was a huge program, and others like Sons of Anarchy, The Blacklist, Third Watch. I mean, every one of these programs you've been a part of are just huge names. And then on the big screen, If Beale Street Could Talk, Aquaman, Soul Food, all these programs are just huge, huge programs. So you do a pretty good job picking good programs, don't you?
Yes, for the most part. I mean, if you look at, if you really delve into my resume, obviously you'll find some not so great things. But I think in general, it's important that for me that I align myself with stuff that I think is good, that I think has some quality behind it.
And some of the more recent things on here, Chicago PD, Truth Be Told, Swamp Thing. Again, a lot of television programs that many people listening probably have their DVR set up to record.
Yeah, well, in today's world, it's so much easier to if you missed it, the first time it's streaming. It's always there, so you can always go back and find it. And that's the way that a lot of people find shows today.
Absolutely. And cherish the day. Tonight is the final episode, but you can actually stream all of them starting today as well. And how do folks find that? Cherish the Day. It's on the Oprah Winfrey Network. If they haven't had a chance to do anything on that network yet, where do they find you guys?
Well, where do they find us? They find us on the Oprah Winfrey. She streams as well.
Very nice.
And so you can catch up on the first 7 episodes, and then of course the last one airs tonight at 10 Central. But they'll be running. I have no idea how long, but you can pick them up there. I'm sure I'm going to be watching them again. I watched a few last night, and it's just the show is so strong. It's so intimate. I really enjoy it as a viewer.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. Thank you so much for taking the time, sir.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it.
And I know you got another call to get to. Thank you so much.
All right, man.
Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Maine is the only state that borders only one other state. So if you're in Maine, you'll find the Atlantic Ocean one way, and you'll find Canada another way. But if you want to stay in the U.S. of A., you can only go one direction. That way is west, and you'll drive into New Hampshire. Maine is the only state in the country that borders just one other state. Every other state borders at least 2, and some 2 states don't border any other states. You know which ones those are?
Hawaii and Alaska.
Wow, you got it on the first guess, Heidi. Good job. This is today's fun fact on the John and Heidi Show.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline Lithuania. Just because
We've never gone
we've never
to
had a story from
Lithuania.
there. Restaurants in Lithuania have been using mannequins to fill empty seats to make their social distancing a little easier. So
that's a little better than just a sign that says "Don't sit here."
I don't think so.
I kind of like that.
I think it's creepy.
I would eat by mannequins.
You and I have gone to a couple of places where one time we were the only ones, actually twice now, we were the only ones in the restaurant.
I think it'd
2
be
different
way
times.
cooler if it was
And
filled with mannequins.
I got to tell you, it is weird to sit there and be the only people in there, but it would be way weirder to have a bunch of dummies at the other tables.
I would make you take pictures of me with all the other tables.
Selfies with Heidi and the mannequins.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not the
It'd be
point. They don't
amazing.
want you touching other things. This is today's news headline from somewhere in this world.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Jacksonville man arrested after reports that he mooned a neighbor. Let me explain what happened here. 42-year-old Bradley M. Hayes was arrested at 7:50 p.m. So this is an evening time.
Pretty early.
7:50 p.m.
7:50, yeah.
Yeah, it's not late, but it's later than, afternoon. Police were called because he was mowing his lawn And it says he was mowing a yard that was not his property. When residents approached him and asked him to leave, the man stood up, pulled down trousers, and exposed his buttocks.
Why would you ask somebody to leave who's
I don't know.
mowing your lawn
According
for
to
you?
police, the act caused multiple neighbors to be alarmed and disturbed by the actions. End
At
quote.
least wait till he's done and then ask him to leave.
Thank you for mowing my lawn. Now, can you go, please?
Time for you to go.
He was 42. I don't know how old the people were who were on the other end of the mooning, but what a bizarre story. It was going to be my moment of duh, but I was like, this is a once in a lifetime. It's got to be
knows
weird.
You wait till the job is done before you go out and complain.
Don't do no. Yeah, somebody's mowing my lawn. I'm going to find out why.
Would
today's,
you? I would not. I would be like.
I would probably want to know why. This is today's. I'm going to put a probably in there. Today's weird news.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. A new lawsuit says that a New Mexico funeral home broke the legs of the body of a tall man to fit him into a smaller coffin. That is just a bizarre story.
Like it matters.
But it does matter. It would matter if it was your family. Dakota Powell was the gentleman. The family of Dakota Powell filed a lawsuit against French funerals and cremations for allegedly mutilating his corpse and ignoring their instructions for a Jewish burial. According to the lawsuit, 26-year-old Dakota was 6'3", and mourners immediately noticed that the coffin wasn't even 6 feet long. They're like, wow, that doesn't seem right. And the father said something to them. The funeral home did not honor the wishes. They prepared the body for public viewing, the lawsuit says, to the horror of their family and the other family members and mourners there. Funeral home employees callously stated that they had to disfigure and mutilate his body by breaking the legs so he would fit in the coffin. That just seems really...
Okay, so here's the thing. If the family said, I want a casket big enough for my loved one, if they had the funds to afford a casket big enough for their loved one, it should have been done that way.
It should have been. It just, the whole thing, and it says on here coffin. There's a difference between a coffin and a casket. Did you know that?
One is wood and one is not.
It has to do with the shape, like the one that goes bumps out, and then the
Either
other one
way.
is straight sides. Yeah,
If
I
it
actually
wasn't
learned
long
that from
enough,
somebody.
it wasn't long enough.
It was just, the whole story is such a weird thing, and that's why
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It is. It's a weird story, and it's today's moment of duh.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida? Or is it hashtag fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Fake news or Florida. Seminole County man attacked while taking a selfie with a squirrel. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
No, it's true story.
I thought you were going to throw a squirrel thing at
I
me.
know. This does sound like something I would make up
does.
because lately we've been feeding our neighborhood
We
squirrels.
have.
And we discovered several of our neighborhood squirrels really like peanut butter. So we've been
Oh
using
my gosh, they love it.
We've been using peanuts, and they stop by every once in a while, and you put the peanut butter, and I heard this knocking on the door the other day, and there were squirrels on the patio, and they're like, hey, excuse me, you got that peanut butter? So
We had one that stole our dishes the other day.
we put a little plate out there with peanut butter, and he bit onto it and took off with it.
Okay.
I was like, what are you get back here with the dishes,
Yeah.
man? This has been Fake News or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this probably qualifies for good news. Comes your way courtesy of hashtag gift card challenge. You can also find the details about that, and it's a cool thing. It's good news on its own. You can find it at giftcardchallenge.org. Here's the headline. Mother and daughter graduate med school together and get matched at the same hospital. How cool is this? A mother and a daughter recently graduated from medical school together, and now they get to work together at the same hospital. Cynthia and her daughter Jasmine went to the same school at the same time, attended medical school, although miles apart from one another. Okay, so they were at different schools. They graduated from the University of Medicine and Health Sciences in St. Kitts, and the other was in Louisiana State University in New Orleans. So they found out where they're going to be doing their after-school,
Right.
whatever that's called. There's probably the words in here. I'm skipping over a lot of stuff. It's a long story. And it turns out they both graduate and they both get to go and work together at LSU Health beginning
that's
July
fun.
1st. So, yeah, it's very cool. I'm scrolling through because there's a lot of stuff here, but it says, general surgery is what the one says. This says family medicine. So they're going to be doing different things.
But at
and
the
the
same
photo,
hospital.
they look like they could be sisters, which I bet the mother loves that, but the daughter's probably going, yeah, thanks a lot, man. So
Yeah.
it's a cool story. I think it's really neat and a really neat coincidence that, hey, they're going to both end up working in the same place now. I hope that they both are happy about that. Because
I'm
one
sure
thing I feel
they
like,
are.
I really didn't want to work with my mom. Or it could be I didn't really want to work with my daughter. I wanted to go where everybody thought I was cool.
I'm sure they're cool with it, or they wouldn't
I
have
hope so.
sent it out there for the whole world to see.
Yeah, probably. I would assume so. I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.